Welcome. Today we are here to talk about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and when I tell you this was a great show, it might seem like an underestimate. Underestimate? Terrible word. Let's get straight into it. I have never watched Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or none of that shit. Never got into it. It wasn't something that I watched. It was always on my watch list and some I watch. I got pitched this show and it was basically told to me, hey, watch this show. It's amazing, first of all, and second of all, it's kind of like an anime. It reminds me of an anime, but like live action. And when I say that was the best description that somebody could give me before watching the show, it has like everything is perfect. Like I wish the fighting was a little bit more because it was literally one episode of fighting, which was the best episode obviously, but it was one episode of fighting. Everything else was the main character kind of just walking around type shit. But it told a complete story. This guy's a freaking his master knight. He's a squire. I don't know how this shit works, but apparently there's a knight, and under the knight is a squire. The squire works for the knight, and then eventually the knight makes the squire a knight, and then that knight has a squire. Therefore, in their master apprentice relationship type shit. So this guy has a Sir Duncan, the main character. He has this master who dies, and the guy really didn't make him a what's it called, a knight until he died. Like last second, he was like, "All right, bro, now that I'm dying, here you go. You're the hedge knight now. You're the knight, and I'm finna die." And he's dead. So he has three horses he got to take care of. He's like, "All right, bet I'm gonna go to this tournament that's happening out in the city where like these knights fucking duel with each other with jousts and shit." And so all of a sudden, these Targaryens pull up, which apparently are very important, which I never even heard of, and they pull up and then this guy kills somebody on purpose and then he's beating some chick in the bar and then the guy fucking beats the shit out the prince, and you can't do that back in the day. They almost cut his hands off, and then he was like, "Bitch, I want to trial by combat." And they're like, "Fuck you, nigga, get seven people with you." And I'm just like, dude, the way that it built up, first of all the characters and the acting, peak. Oh, yo, this kid right here, he can dead ass act. He can act, bro. And like I don't know how to explain it. I was transformed into the world. Like as soon as like just the music. There was this one episode, episode 4. I think it was my favorite thing I've ever seen in the show. Is this dude? He runs up to the knights and like not and the princes and kings and the royalty, right? He runs up to them and he's like, "Are there new true mights among you?" Ah! And then fucking ooh, the fucking horn goes off, and the prince rolls up, and he's like, "I'm fighting by his side." I stood up. I promise you, I stood up and I started clapping. That shit, and then the music came on. The Game of Thrones music came on. I was getting lit. I was lit because I recognize that music, right? And I know if you're a Game of Thrones fan, that like probably means something like from the show. But like it just the way that a bitch came in, because there was no intro music this whole show, and then at that moment, the thing just started, and then end title screen. Oh my, like the way that they did the cliffhangers, how long every episode was. I didn't feel like there was a wasted scene or added scene. I feel like they could have added a little bit more to make the story even better. But overall, holy shit, great characters, great story. I wish there was more action, but great action as it was. I like the fight. I feel like that's the weakest part. Like I feel like in an anime, the action would be a lot better and a lot more detailed, because I feel like they kind of fought for 2 seconds on the horse, then they fought a little bit with the sword, and then they kind of just started beating each other. And it wasn't a bad fight scene because it was a good fight scene. It just I felt like I watched the whole show and this is the fight scene, and I felt unsatisfied and I wanted more. Like I wanted him to go through the tournament. Like you know how in animes, like usually if there's a tournament, like it goes wrong towards the ending of the stages, not the beginning. Like I feel like he kind of just had one fight and it was dipped. I feel like I would have loved if there were more fights, more tournament fights that I could watch, especially from Sir Dunk, to see really how truly a good of a knight he was. And I feel like he was a good knight. I just couldn't tell you. Overall rating for the show, I think this is a good rating. I gave it myself a 9 because of how good it was. But I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones now. it's it was on my list, but you know you push it on your list and you really not finna watch it, but you put it on there just to say you gonna watch it someday, but you're not really gonna watch it because it's just like, whenever I get to it, I'll get to it if I get to it, like big if. And it was always on that list. But now that I watch this bitch, I can't. First of all, season two, I can't wait. And I'm only when I watch Game of Thrones, I'm not watching season 7 and 8 because those two are the two most hated seasons. So I'm finna just watch till season 6 and I'm cutting that bitch off. I'm not giving myself disappointment. Shout out to Ira Parker and George R. Martin. This guy's the guy who wrote the books, I'm pretty sure. Um, Shout out to them. Yeah, these two episodes were by far the best episodes. My shout out to Prince Baylor. He wanted a realist. He wanted a realist. Oh, this guy Lionel. Oh, Sir Lionel or whatever. Sir Lionel. He cold as a bitch. Sir Duncan the Tall. Egg. Sir Raymond. Oh, Sir Raymond, real ass nigga. Real ass nigga, Sir Raymond. Shout out to him. Shout out to Lionel. This guy was cool. Arlen. Shout out to him. Bright Flame. Oh, this is the bad guy. He did a good job. Manfred Dondorian. Don't remember him. Don't remember him. Don't remember her. She had like one speaking role the whole show. Prince Baylor. Yo, who is this nigga, bro? Yo, who is this nigga, bro? I gotta figure it out because he was cool as a bitch. Hold on. Give it a half. Give it a 10, bitch. 9. There you go. Why would you ask me to rate if you gonna make me sign in, ho? Where was he in? Let me see. Dalgleish, The Tragedy of Macbeth, a couple other shows that weren't bad. But yeah, overall it's a 9 out of 10. I wanted to say shout out to the cast. It's like GOT all over again, dude. I swear to God, this shit was amazing. I There's literally one book of this. There's one book. Please do not stretch this hoe out for seasons upon seasons. Like I feel like this first season was a good season. I feel like the second season, I already read it somewhere. It's gonna be about them joining like some other lord and helping them fight or whatever. Like let's keep it to that. Let's keep it to that. How is there a 1-star review for this? Like I swear to God, these people don't know good cinema. But those are my overall thoughts, my reactions, my review. Great show. I recommend it to everybody. Thank you guys. Peace.